Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is April. I go by Ruby Rouge here on the YouTubes, and today I really want to get an in-depth look at Boxycharm. So this video came about for me as I was thinking about my Boxycharm and trying to decipher if I was getting as good of a deal as I thought that I was getting. I want to look at the percentage of the products that I used and loved, the products that I gave away, decluttered, and also the products that are just kind of like sitting around in purgatory, I guess. I have been gathering this information for a while, so I know recently there were some allegations about Boxycharm with fake products and some other things. I will tie that in at the end of the video, but it doesn't necessarily affect the numbers that I was initially concerned with, which is just like what happened to the products. So I'll tie that in at the end because I think there is some important information there, but it's not quite as relevant to the number part of the video. So a quick backstory is that I've always loved my Boxycharm every month, still, even every month now. I'm super excited to get it. I love the surprise element of it. But after a while of getting it, I started to realize that I wasn't using the products as much as I thought that I would. That I was having to spend a lot of time kind of finding new homes for the products so that I didn't feel wasteful. And really, it was just a lot of things I never would have purchased on my own. So I needed to take an inventory and decide whether or not this was worth it. I wanted to analyze the assumption that Boxycharm is a great value for the money, but also hold it against other values that I have, like not having too much stuff or not creating too many random tasks for myself. I collected the data. It was originally going to be over a year, but it ended up being 14 months, and I just wanted to see where the products ended up. So I'm going to share that with you now. We're going to start reading some numbers here. That's exciting. So I had 70 products over 14 months. 39 of those products will probably get used. So that equaled out to 55% of the products will probably get used. A whopping 31 of those products have been already decluttered or are going to be decluttered at some point. 44% of the products that I got from Boxycharm are going to be decluttered. That's already like kind of an astounding number to me. I mean, that's almost half of the products that I'm getting. But, you know, still when I look at it, I'm like, okay, well, I'm giving away half the stuff to family and friends who may or may not want them. But, you know, I'm still getting a deep discount on the other products that I'm getting. This is my thought process. So this is probably still worth it, right? So let's dig in some more. The thing is that I said probably. These products are probably going to get used. 21 of these products are actually being used right now, and that equals 30% of the products. 18 are in storage, so I had to find a place to store them until I was ready to use them. Also, I feel like important to mention is that of this 39, some of these are things that I could just find a use for. Does that make sense? I would have never picked them out on my own, but now that I have them, I will find a way to use them so that I don't feel wasteful. A good example of this right now is a Kypress serum we got. I would have never picked that out for myself because the ingredients in it aren't good on my skin. My skin doesn't like certain ingredients in that. And I wouldn't have picked it out. I'm using it on my body. So I kind of am just creating more work for myself. I could have sold it, but then once again, I'm creating more work for myself. I have to list it. I have to do, you know, pack it up, ship it, la-di-do. And so it's just one more thing that I have to do. And I'm busy. Like, and I think most of us are busy. I could go on with this list for a really long time. I have 31 examples of products that I am using from Boxycharm that I would have never picked out for myself. They're just cluttering up my life and I'm just trying to get use out of them. Some of them I do like, okay. It's not even that. It's not that I don't like any of these products. It's just that it's extra. It was extra. It's something I wouldn't have picked out. So that equals out to 44% of the products that I get from Boxycharm just being something that I have to use up. So if that's 44% and then decluttering is 44%, that leaves 12% of the products that I get from Boxycharm are products that I love. That to me was incredibly shocking. I was like, hold up, that's really bad. That feels really bad, right? Only 12%? I feel like I need to take a moment here and manage my expectations. Obviously, I know that Boxycharm can't pick out perfect products for me every single month, but it's just like of all the things they threw at me in 14 months, only 12% of those things stuck. That's pretty sad. So I decided, okay, well, let's look and see how good do I do when I shop for myself. So I went back through my sales from Sephora, Ulta, wherever last year. And 90% of the things that I bought last year for myself, I loved and am using. 90%. Now, mind you, I have worked on my shopping habits over the years, so maybe I couldn't have said that 2 or 3 years ago. But my shopping habits are at a point right now where 90% of the things I buy are winners. So that makes Boxycharm for me really, really bad, right? That's a huge difference. Okay, another justification I always make for Boxycharm is that the products are a lot cheaper than I can get them for myself. So I'm getting 5 full-size product for like, I don't even remember what the price of the box is now, 25 or 30, between 25 and $30. So out of the 70 products that I get in Boxycharm, I only love 8 of them. And that equals out to an average of $43.75 per product that I love. So I could have went and bought 8 products at that average price and I would have had a 90% success rate. So that's, you know, at least 8 products. And 43, that's like a lot of money. I mean, that's a pretty good priced product, you know. And let's make this a little bit easier on Boxycharm, okay? Let's talk about the 39 products that I like. So if I would have averaged out the average price of those, it would have been $8.97 per product. So I could have basically went to the drugstore and picked out about 40 products, and I would have probably liked them better than the things that I got at Boxycharm. No offense, Boxycharm, just saying. Really quickly, I want to go through the products that I did like. I liked the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I know a lot of people have been complaining about that, but it's the best one I've ever had. It's the only one that hasn't dried out and gotten goopy in like 2 weeks in the full-size tube. So that one is $25 full price. And Ofra liquid lipstick, which I buy, I love those. Full price on that, $17, although I can find those all day for $10. They're on sale all the time. Butter London mascara, full price on that was $20. I ended up loving that thing. It was so good. I really enjoyed that. The Glam Glow cleanser was something else I ended up loving. I think that is a great, great cleanser. It's the Bubble, the Gentle Cleanser. Laura Geller Highlight and the Peach Gelée Highlight. I really enjoy that. The Doctor, but I do enjoy that one, but I'm not really using it that much right now because I didn't really need it yet. The Dr. Brandt Retinol Eye Cream, that's another one that I am enjoying, but I already had a retinol eye cream, but I'm looking forward to using that one. The Wander Beauty Baggage Claim little foils, those are listed at $25, and I can buy those all day long. Not Wander Beauty brand, but I can buy incredible dupes for those all day long at Marshall's for $4. So, and the Saint Tropez self tanner, that is one of my favorite self tanners. I do like having one of those on hand for just in case I want to self tan days, and the regular price on that is $32, I believe. So that equaled up to a whopping $208, and that is considering I paid full price for every single one of those items, which I never do. I never pay full price for anything, rarely. And I would have at least waited for a 20% off sale at Ulta. And if I would have waited for a 20% off sale, that would have meant I spent $166.40 on those 8 products that I love. And that equals out to about $200 less than I spent on 14 months of Boxycharm. I was paying month to month, which I know is kind of stupid, but I was. And I didn't intend to ever keep it that long, was part of the problem. So I think that brings us to another important aspect of this, is that when we compare our boxes to products, we're like, we're getting such a great value. We're comparing it to full price numbers, which quite honestly are usually a little bit inflated. So many of these products are on sale at regular intervals. It's not that hard to like wait for a sale. I wanted to pick a random box and look at, I don't know if this was random, but I picked the January 2019 because that felt like a good place to start. And there was one product in there that I would have used out of the whole box. The whole box got decluttered. The one product that I managed to use and didn't even really want to because it was a duplicate of something I'd already tried was worth $9. And I wouldn't say that that was every single month, but that does happen. Like at least once every 4 to 5 boxes, I get just kind of a box. I'm like, you know, thanks, but no thanks. It's not that I think the box is bad. It's just like literally nothing in it worked for me or excited me. So after I started adding up these numbers, I have to be honest, they were a lot more decimal than I thought. I was like, wow, I feel like kind of stupid, to be honest. And I have to say that a lot of my friends here on YouTube had warned me. I had several people tell me, you know, I see a lot of Boxycharm stuff and declutters. You know, are you really going to use this stuff? And I was like, well, yeah, you know, cool. I love Boxycharm. But I think the reality was I just wasn't really ready to listen. I enjoyed getting the surprise every single month, and I just wasn't ready yet. Also, I think that because I was finding ways to use the products, I was kind of tricking myself into thinking that I was getting an even better value than I was. Really quickly, I want to tie in the most recent controversy. I'm not going to talk too much about it. I think Jen Love's Reviews did a pretty good job of presenting both sides of the information. I felt like she kind of sided a little more with Boxycharm, but I feel like both sides were there in her video, so if you want to watch that. The two biggest claims I think that were made in that against Boxycharm were that Boxycharm was sending out fake products, which I don't really think was true at all, and that they were making products for companies in order to fill out this cheaper, faster demand that Boxycharm needs in order to get their boxes out. I don't think Boxycharm was doing anything that's not already just like a standard in the beauty industry. I feel like brands often sell a cheaper, faster version of their products. Think around the holiday times, they'll use different labs and, you know, different packaging and things in order to get out a faster, smaller, you know, version of their product. I don't have any proof of this. I feel like it's just a common knowledge thing that we kind of accept and talk about on YouTube sometimes. If anybody has any really great examples. The best one I could think of off the top of my head was the Jaclyn Hill lab, where Becca was like, oh yeah, sorry, we used a different lab in order to get these out more quickly. But yet the product ended up kind of sucking, so they kind of blamed it on that. So I feel like this is a common thing. If you have any good examples, let me know. Or if you know that I'm just completely wrong, let me know as well in the comments, because I'm not trying to spread any misinformation. I just feel like, in my mind, that's one of those things that's kind of a accepted standard. Another issue that I forgot to mention was about companies changing their formulas. That's completely within the company's right if they want to change a formula. That brings me to a rant that I have, though. I freaking hate when brands do stuff like that. First of all, when they change formulas, I wish that they had to send like a notice somewhere in the package, on the package or something, because for people who have allergies and sensitivities to certain things, I just think it's like weird that they can just change the formula and the product still look exactly the same and nobody knows. I think that's a little weird. I don't know how in the world they would enforce something like that, but I feel like there should be some sort of notification. I don't know. Maybe that's too much. Or maybe that's asking too much. But this does bring me to a rant that I've shared before on my channel, and that is just brands who don't respect their product or their customers enough to make sure they're sending out or selling products at a certain level of quality. And I feel like that's traditionally why brands exist, is so that people know where they're getting things from and they're not just getting eyeshadow that John made in his kitchen. I don't want to spend too much time here because I talk about this a lot. But a quick example of this is the Storybook cosmetic thing. I think that was one of the brands that was brought up. They had one of their palettes made in a different lab. So I got the Storybook cosmetic palette and I didn't like it. Now what am I supposed to do? Because it wasn't made in their lab. I'm probably never going to purchase anything else from Storybook Cosmetics because I tried this one palette and I'm like, yeah, I don't really like this. I don't think it's as good as other things that I have in my collection already, so I'm not going to repurchase something from Storybook. I'm going to repurchase from a brand that makes better quality stuff. And I hate that because now people are confused. And I feel like it does nothing really good for the brand. Does it do anything good for the brand other than more exposure to send out products that may or may not be their quality? I don't know. I don't understand it, to be fair. So let's wrap this up. Am I canceling Boxycharm? Yes, I already did, and it felt really, really good. I don't think that I had realized how much of a burden I felt that Boxycharm was, even though I got so excited every single month. Then I would open the box and be like, okay, now what? So I don't think that I had really made that connection until I actually hit that cancel button that they make you hit like 3 or 4 times. I did it. I felt great. Does it bother me that products I received in Boxycharm may not be exact dupes of the products that you would buy on the shelf? Yeah, it does, because I think that part of the value of Boxycharm is thinking that you're getting the exact product that you would have had to pay X amount of dollars for. If you're not getting that product, then it's a little bit deceptive, right? Is that why I'm canceling? No. I'm canceling because I have too much stuff, and like I said, it was getting burdensome. Do I think Boxycharm's a bad company? No. Would I recommend them to a friend? Yes, under a few circumstances. One, I would ask my friend, hey, are you really good at shopping for yourself? Do you tend to make really good purchases? If so, I would say no, don't get Boxycharm, because you're going to do a better job shopping for yourself. 2, are you new to makeup, or do you just want to venture outside of your comfort zone and try a few new things? Yeah, try, get Boxycharm. It's a good way to do that. Especially if you don't have a lot of like sensitivities or, specifications that you need from a product. And the other question I would ask would probably be, do you have way too many things that you're never going to be able to use? If you already have so much makeup and you're already swimming in products of all kinds, like, just don't. You're just going to keep getting repetitive duplications of things you already have a ton of. One of the most exciting things for me were the eyeshadow palettes. Every month I'd be like, what eyeshadow palette am I getting? And it got to the point where I even, a couple of times when I got to pick, I skipped the eyeshadow palette because I'm like, I'm never using these eyeshadow palettes. They're just sitting here. And they were never palettes that like I got to, for example, I got a Dominique Cosmetics palette. Cool, I've always wanted to try that brand of eyeshadow, but it wasn't colors that I would have picked. I would have picked another palette from her or from that collection. So, I mean, I don't know. There's that. For funsies, if any of you guys are still here, I know this video was long. It was a lot of information, but let's look at the new box that I got for February. Let's see how this stands up to my, this is the Amica or Amica. I've been through this before and I can't remember now. Supernova Moisture and Shine Cream. Not a bad product, but I don't particularly love dimethicone on my hair. It tends to weigh my hair down. I have really, really fine hair, and dimethicone is just not really my friend. So that's the second ingredient in this. So I'm going to pass that along to someone else. I got a mascara from Pretty Vulgar. I've had good luck with the mascaras I've gotten in the box, so I'm always excited to get a new one. So that one will be for me. I got a Queen, I guess, Monroe Matte Liquid Lip. This was in a really, really beautiful red color. I just went through I'm going through and like working on a lip declutter right now, and I have more red than I need. Once again, it might be a great freaking formula. We'll try it and see, but I just already have a lot of red. And also in that, so many of the things I'm decluttering were from Boxycharm in that lip declutter. You guys should stay tuned for that. It's coming up. And the next thing we have here is QMS Intensive Eye Care. Now this eye cream is supposed to be like $150. I hope not this size, because this thing is like, come on now. I am excited to get this though, because this is a practical product for me, and I just used up my last sort of like everyday, day-to-day eye cream. So I'm excited to have that. And lastly, we have these Luxie Complete Sponge Set, and first of all, the full price value of these is $40. That feels like rippy-offy to me. So I'm like, open them up, check them out. The first thing I noticed is they smell so bad. So like, I'm definitely gonna have to wash these and air them out before I use them. They smell like chemicals, so bad. But the other thing, they just really felt like Real Technique sponges to me. Maybe a little bit different. I didn't do a big comparison. But off the bat, they felt like Real Technique sponges to me. Real Technique sponges are not nearly this expensive. So cool, I like getting sponges. That'll be fun to try, but I'm not gonna say that's a $40 value. So all in all in that box, I mean, $150 for this ice cream, and then the mascara was really exciting. The Luxies, probably the next. I'll try this and see how it wears, and then this I'm giving away. So that was actually a decent box considering the products I'm going to use versus products I just have to give away. Anyways, thanks you guys so much for hanging out. I know that was long. If you're still here, say hi down in the comments. And like, once again, I'm not trying to convince anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. If you love Boxycharm, keep loving it, girl, because I loved it. I enjoyed it for 14 months, and I'm not going to take that away from anybody else. When you're ready, you will unsubscribe, and if you're never ready, you'll keep going. So enjoy your day, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.